Welcome back to Tanner Style. My name is Oliver Tanner. We are here in Osawatomie, Kansas, and today we are going to do video number 2 of our rice cookery series. Today we're doing rice pilaf, which is a different way of cooking rice. Alright, so let's have a look at what we're cooking with today. Okay, so obviously we've got some rice. We're just using normal long grain rice. We have some whey actually that we're going to use. So we made some cheese at home a couple days ago. We had some whey left over. We're going to use that. We've got some carrot and some onion and some broccoli we're going to throw into our rice pilaf. Got a little bit of lime juice, some oil, salt, pepper, you know, all the stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get into our prep. Most people kind of have this idea of rice pilaf when they think of a pilaf. One of these methods that you might not think of as a rice pilaf, but it's actually cooked in the exact same method, is, you know, have you ever been to a Mexican restaurant and had Mexican rice? And you know how it kind of has that really unique texture where it's, I mean, the rice grains themselves seem to open up a little bit more. They're all much more separate. You got that flavor infused. Mexican rice done right is cooked in a rice pilaf style. Okay, so if you learn rice pilaf, you should be able to master Mexican rice pretty simple. At that point, it's just a matter of changing up your ingredients. Okay, and so we're going to kind of make up something today, and hopefully we'll be able to illustrate some things to where you can go and make your own version of rice pilaf using whatever it is that you have around your house. Okay, so we got all of our prep done, got all of our vegetables cut, and so we're ready to move on. Okay, now if you watched the first video, you're going to know this next part already, but if you haven't watched it, we're going to give you a little bit of information about measuring out rice and liquid. Okay, so what we're looking for here, we're looking to a 1 to 1.5 ratio, roughly. Okay, that means for every 1 unit of rice, we're going to add 1.5 units of whatever liquid we're cooking with. Now notice I didn't say water. Now with the rice pilaf, we aren't necessarily going to use water. We're going to use some other liquid to add more flavor into the rice. With just white rice, you're just going to use water because you're just making white rice. Okay, now with the rice pilaf, you could use water, or you can add something else to make it taste better. So you remember when I said that Mexican rice is basically a rice pilaf? Right. Well, with Mexican rice, basically instead of using water, you're going to make some type of a salsa, or salsa is Spanish for sauce. Some type of a sauce that you're going to make, usually with tomatoes, maybe some onions, jalapeno, garlic, things like that. Maybe a little bit of chicken stock, whatever. You could even just use chicken stock as your liquid for a pilaf. Any type of flavored liquid, really. And you can customize it to however you want it to be. Okay, so you're going to use about 1.5 units of rice, whatever that unit is. If you're using a half cup, if you're using cup, whatever it is. Or you could even do like we're going to do today. I don't know what this measurement is. I'm just going to use this for my scoop. You can grab literally anything out of your house as a scoop. As long as you use a ratio of 1 to 1.5, you're going to be good to go. Okay, and so we're going to use 2 scoops of this because a 1 to 1.5 ratio, 2 rice, 3 liquid. Or if you want to make more rice than that, then 4 rice, 6 of liquid. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Today in our liquid, actually, we're going to start out with just a little bit of lime juice, add a little bit of an acid to our liquid, and we have some of that whey that I said we had left over. We're going to use our whey today for our cooking liquid, and the whey has got actually quite a pleasant flavor. If you make cheese at home and you have whey, don't just drain it down the sink, because whey is actually quite useful for a lot of things. You can still consume this, you can eat it, you can cook your pasta with it, you could do whatever, cook your rice in it. Whey is definitely usable. You're throwing away food if you chuck it out. Let's turn this into something a little bit more than just whey and lime juice. Let's add in a little bit of some cayenne pepper. Let's maybe throw in A little bit of some thyme. Throw in a little bit of some garlic powder. Garlic's always good in pretty much everything. And we're gonna throw in a bit of some tarragon. The tarragon will go quite nicely with that lime juice. Tarragon gives a nice bit of freshness to a dish, and so does lime juice. And I think that that looks pretty good. Of course, we'll throw in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit more salt. Mix this all in real good. And you know what? I think that that's gonna make for a pretty good cooking liquid. Okay, so we're over by the fire, and let's have a look down here. So you'll notice on one side of the fire we got a fire going, the other side we just have some coals. Okay, we want that for how we're gonna do this. Now with pilaf style rice cookery, we're gonna start with the pan over heat. Now we haven't added anything. With normal rice cookery, you're gonna start with cold water and rice in there, and we're also gonna rinse the rice. We did not rinse the rice this time. We want it nice and dry, okay? And we're gonna show you why right now. So first thing first, we're gonna add some vegetable oil, okay? And we're just gonna kind of let that heat up a little bit, okay? And we're gonna know when that, and we're putting this directly over the fire because we want some direct heat. We wanna heat this up a little bit more. We're looking for a higher heat at this point. If you're cooking at home, you're gonna probably do this over high or medium high heat, okay? So you want to get your oil nice and hot, and the goal right now is basically to toast the rice. And this is why we're not trying, so we're also going to cook our onions at the same time. We want to get a nice golden color on our rice, and this is why we're not rinsing it, because if we put wet rice in there, it's not going to toast the way that we want it to. And toasting the rice is going to change how it cooks, okay? And this is kind of the real big main thing that is so different about pilaf and normal rice cookery. Now, this may look like a lot more rice than what you just saw me measure out, and that's because actually I doubled the amount of rice. I looked at the pan and I was like, you know what? That pan is way too big for the amount of rice that we're making here, and so I decided to increase it. So I just, you know, doubled the rice in the liquid, and that's all you're seeing there. So as you watch, I'm just going to keep this moving. We don't want to let the rice sit on the hot bottom of the pan for too long, or else it's going to scorch. We want to try and get a nice golden color as evenly through this as we can. And as you watch, you'll notice, you know, a lot of the rice kind of starts out with a little bit of a translucent color, and then it's going to get more of like a stark, almost pastel, kind of a white color, and that's the sign that it is starting to toast. We're going to keep that transformation going until we got a nice golden brown color going through there as much as we can. Keep it moving, keep it stirring, and toast your rice up really good. All right, so you can go ahead and watch, and then I'll talk to you again at the next step. Okay, so it looks like our rice is about finished toasting. Now get up close here. Let's have a look. So you can see we've got a nice golden toast on a lot of those pieces of rice. So that is what we're really looking for. Okay, so our rice is toasted. So let's go ahead and we'll just dump that in. I'm gonna go ahead and get that stirred in. And now at this point, it's gonna be pretty similar to steaming rice. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring this to a boil, and we'll check on it after we've let it simmer for 20 minutes. Alrighty, so we have waited our 20 minutes. It looks like it's about done. Alright, so I think we can take this off now. Let's add just a little bit of some salt and maybe some pepper to it. Oh, it smells really good. So the reason I used broccoli and carrots and onions today is basically because that's what I had at home. So this isn't like a special recipe or anything. It's just what I had laying around. All right, so let's try it out. Yeah, that's good. So with the rice pilaf, you know, you're adding flavor with your liquid, you're adding vegetables and other ingredients to your rice, but you're really looking for that texture, okay? And we're getting that texture. Nothing is sticking together. You don't want a rice pilaf to necessarily be sticky rice. You want it to be something that kind of crumbles, comes apart. Now, I was saying earlier, my camera kind of died on us, that, you know, you add whatever you want to this. Put a little bit of yourself into this. And when I cook for other people, I always try to put a little bit of me. I want people to get to know me, not by necessarily what I look like, or even I want you to know me by who I am, and I'm sharing a little bit of who I am when I cook for you, okay? And I think that this, I mean, maybe it's just because I like food and the way that I think about food, but I think that one of the best ways to share a little bit about yourself, share a little bit about who you are, is with your food, right? Give people a little bit of taste of who you are, what you're all about, and how you feel about other people. I love food for this ability to, you know, I look at food as almost like a language in and of itself. I think food can really communicate to other people. So anyway, this is my video for rice pilaf. Go ahead, make your own. Let me know down in the comments what you're going to put in your rice pilaf, and let me know how it turned out after you made it. Put any questions you have down in the bottom. I think that we've illustrated the process. If there's anything that I've neglected, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, if this video helps you in any way to make a better pilaf, better understand the process, then I'd appreciate if you give me a thumbs up, like the video, and, you know, share it with anybody who you think could benefit from this information. So that's it for this video. Our next video, video number 3, is going to be all about risotto, which is our third and final official form of styles of cooking rice. Okay, so I'll see you in the risotto video. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.